born and raised in Australia, and my parents decided we're moving to Thailand. My best friends are there.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend at the time as well. I was like, no, I don't want to go. And they were like, you're going. And I was like, I'm going. Whatever you do, there's always going to be someone, for whatever reason, they don't like it. And that's fine. But my mom will like stop in it. How dare they say this? My American accent is just kind of very like, I get really nervous. Like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Whoa.
I want to be a superhero.
Wow.
Guys, I want to be a superhero. Little baby. Are we almost finished? Are we? We can talk for longer.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Vic, and welcome to Comedy featuring from Candy Studio on the Standard. So today we'll be talking to, you know who I'm talking to because you've guys seen the cover and the thumbnail on video. So you know that this person, he's charming, he's cool, he's cute, and he's talented. And that's not the only reasons that he is here on the show today. So if you don't know this person yet, or you're not familiar with who he is, he's many things. He's a BL actor. He's a YouTuber with 400K subscribers and growing. And I especially am impressed with some of the videos that he make on his YouTube channel, like the one he teaches his international fan about Thai language in order to enjoy Thai show more. Or the one he speaks Japanese the entire video teaching Thai. Or the one he talks about what it's like to work on the BL show. And today we are talking to Perth-Nakhun Screaigh.
Yes.
Hi. Is that Screaigh?
You got my last name right. That's
did my
amazing.
research. I did my research.
How did you find that out?
I just typed in how to pronounce Screaigh last name, and then it just took me to like many sites. Some says Screaigh, and most of them say Screaigh, so I go with Screaigh.
Very, very surprised, guys. P Big has done his research. That's actually amazing.
Correct, right?
It's 100% correct.
Yeah, it might not sound very familiar, but according to my research, it's pretty common in your like country of Australia.
Well, the thing is, because Australia is so multicultural, people have surnames from all over the world, so there's no kind of Australian surname. But I don't think it's super duper common.
I see.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny because when you say Screaigh in Thai, it's like Sacre. So it's actually pretty similar.
Right.
Yeah. So
right.
that's really cool.
But it's not like Screaigh.
No.
Screaigh.
Screaigh. Yeah.
Wow, cool. I got one thing right today, at least. We're off to the good start. So, first of all, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
We almost not meet today and the other day. Actually, this is like the second time around that we made appointment. Third time around because the first time that we were supposed to meet, you got COVID.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So how are you doing right now?
I'm doing really good. Luckily, COVID was rough for the first couple of days, but I don't have any kind of long-term lingering conditions from COVID, so I'm doing really good.
Okay. And how was the experience?
Not fun.
Yeah.
So actually, so before the Kim Porsche World Tour started in Bangkok, we had to isolate ourselves for 7 to 10 days, like in a hotel. And then we would go to practice and then come back straight to the hotel. So that was 7 to 10 days of being away from home. Then I got the world tour, and then I went home, and the next day I had COVID. So then I had to isolate for another 10 days. So it was a long time being inside. Mm-hmm. That was the worst thing.
Right.
COVID wasn't so bad because I was really looking forward to getting out there, getting back to the gym, shooting YouTube videos and stuff. But it was just me lying in bed for extended periods of
10
time.
10 days or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not fun.
Not fun.
Not fun. Okay, you've mentioned the world tour for Kim Porsche. Of course, we seen this guy from Kim Porsche and also My Engineer, your other show, that you've got this role of a not so shady person and pretty cool, calm, quiet, stoic, I might say.
Yeah, I would say stoic.
They were your characters on both shows, like Ram and Ken, right?
Yes.
But in real life, you're not like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem to
Generally.
enjoy talking.
Generally, yes, I do enjoy talking a lot. But it's kind of interesting, especially with Ram. I felt like that character was really easy for me to understand and get into that character. Like, I read the script and I was like, yeah, I can do this. Like, I didn't really feel, I mean this in a good way. It wasn't challenging in the aspect of, like, how am I going to play the character? Or, like, can I do this? Like, I read it and I was like, yeah, I can probably do this. Because
So you got this guy.
yeah, he's not Ram himself, but this kind of quiet, stoic, I guess, or
Yeah.
like a person who likes to keep to themselves is like a part
Right.
in all of us. So, like for example, if I'm out and about, especially in the gym, I would say like I resemble Ram quite a lot, like because we've already established a connection, so it's easy for me to talk to you. But I'm not this happy and friendly with just absolute strangers.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about Ken?
Ken, that was a new experience for me because he's quite mean. He's quite mean and gets
Yeah.
angry. I would say that in life, I'm try to be a nice person. I only really get angry at like family and stuff because, you know, that's where you can be yourself like 100%. So yeah, my mom, my brother, they've seen like the worst sides of me,
Yeah.
I would say. I think the thing is with Ken is like showing that side in front of other people was a little bit scary at first. So it took, you know, some time to really open up and kind of like break those walls down.
Right.
But yeah, I guess like you just kind of pull him out of yourself from somewhere. Yeah.
Maybe it's about what he does also in
Yeah.
in the,
And
in the
also
series.
Yeah, but you know, like also really fun.
Yeah. I'm sure you enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was really fun because I mean, I you know, whatever. Not anti-guns or whatever, like people, whatever. But I've never held one before.
Right.
We weren't holding real ones, but they were very heavy, realistic, and just getting to have that experience of portraying a bodyguard, beating people up, shooting people was pretty cool.
Yeah. I can imagine it's kind of fun to play something very different from you, right?
Yeah.
Because it would give you like opportunity to explore what if. Yeah. What if
sure.
someone like mess with me, and what if I had a gun in my hand and I have this like battle skill, so what would I do?
Yeah, I'm very anti-violence. I don't like the idea of like hurting people, and even boxing, I like to watch.
Yeah.
I like to watch boxing. I like to watch MMA, but I couldn't do it. I don't feel right hitting people. But like you said, if there was a situation where someone was kind of like causing trouble, I really don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that I got to do it in a safe environment where it was just pretending instead of real life.
Yeah. Because we've heard and seen like the acting exercise, and I think that was something that you guys went through before you starting like the series, right? You had to do some acting exercise, and I can imagine you trying to get into the role, someone who is not like you at all, but you need to be him. Yeah. So how was that experience for you? Like, did you get to know other part of yourself probably you never did before?
I would say that I don't know if it helped me get to know another part of myself, but it helped me be myself more. It's definitely made that role specifically, Ken, has definitely made me become a more confident person in real life. Maybe before, like I would be a bit too worried to speak my mind or not stand up to people, but just kind of stand my ground a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah. So that was really that was really cool. I said this before. I think I can't remember where it was, but where we were kind of like sharing our thoughts and we were saying thank you to the character. I think that was the thing I was most thankful for because it really helped me become a lot more confident. Because usually, in general, I don't know how to say this in English, like kubap, yom, to just keep the peace. I don't like conflict.
So like compromise? Not confrontational?
Extremely compromising.
Okay.
Like usually I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever we can, like if I'm with friends, like what do you want to eat? Like I'm good for anything. But if I'm really close with that person, then I'll be like, I want to eat this. And they're like, oh, but I want to eat this. And I'll be like, nah, but let's eat, It depends on how, like if it's someone I'm really close to, I'll speak. But in general, I'm just kind of like, I don't like conflicts, I just go with the flow. But yeah, playing Ken was,
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So did you get yourself into acting like intentionally, or how did it happen in the first place?
Born and raised in Australia. as you may know from my accent. My mum is Thai and my dad is Australian. And actually, it's okay if I tell the long version?
Sure, of course.
Okay.
We got time.
So my mum tried to teach me Thai when I was younger, starting from Gõ Gai, Kho Khai. And I used to watch Xinjiang in Thai when I was younger. My mum used to rent the video cassette VHS of Xinjiang in Thai.
Yeah.
I used to watch that, but I didn't really understand what they were saying, but it was funny. You don't really need to understand language to understand Xinjiang. It's not that complicated.
Yeah.
But I really dislike studying Thai. Yeah, it was really not fun for me. Not because of anyone's fault. I don't know why. Like as a child, I was so anti-Thai language. So yeah, I grew up not speaking Thai, but I understood like a few words. Like if someone asked me like "Sabai di mai," I'd be like "Sabai di krap" or stuff like this. Anyway, jump ahead. I'm 20 years old, and my parents decided we're moving to Thailand. Okay, so I moved to Thailand, and my mom wanted me to get into first of all like modeling, like TV advertisements, stuff like that, with the end goal of being acting. And like I said before, I'm very open to new ideas. So I was like, okay, let's try. I went to Assumption University, ABAC, in Bangkok, where I studied Japanese. And while I was doing that, I would go to casting for TV commercials and study Thai because obviously my Thai... oh, little baby.
Oh, we got a guest, another guest.
Oh, I really like
I haven't
dogs.
seen him before. นี่ของใครอ่ะไม่เคยเห็นเลยอ่ะ Oh, you mentioned like dogs.
Let me just jump back for a second about the whole Ram Ken thing. The biggest thing that I share with Ram is that we both love dogs. I don't just like them, I really love dogs a lot. Okay, going back to the other talk. Okay, so
did you put up any fight when they said that we need to move to Thailand now? We have to uproot.
Yes, very anti the move.
Right.
Because, my best friends are there.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend at the time as well. I was 1 year into university. And in Australia, you only take 3 years to graduate. So I was like, no, I don't want to go. And they were like, you're going. And I was like, I'm going. I'm going. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, I wasn't into it at first. But obviously now I'm very grateful that I made the move.
Right.
But there's always... pluses and minuses, If I stayed, then I would have had more time to spend with my friends and we would have made more fun memories and stuff like that. But if I didn't move, I wouldn't be able to speak Thai, I wouldn't be able to speak Japanese, and I wouldn't have had all these cool opportunities that I had in life. Anyway, your question was acting always the goal? Yes, kind of. It was always the goal.
Okay, so you started off by like modeling and do TV commercials, stuff like that. Okay, and when was the first time that you realized that, okay, I really want to get into this thing. I want to be an acting star.
This might sound a bit disrespectful to people who dedicate their lives to acting. I really enjoy acting. I actually love it a lot, but I'm not like I have to act. Whether I make money or not, I have to be an actor because this is my passion. Like, I am very passionate about it, but I have a lot of things I like to do. Sorry, what was the question again?
When was the first time that you realized that this is your like professional goal, that you have to do the acting for like career now?
I would say, I think it was just after we started shooting My Engineer. It was just so much fun. Like, I think the best thing about acting is that you always get to go to different places. You're always doing new things, trying on different clothes. Obviously, you get to play as someone else. So the kind of unpredictability of acting is what makes it really fun. So after my first experience in My Engineer, I was like, yeah, this is something that I definitely could continue as long as, it continues to pay the bills kind of thing.
Right.
Because, realistically, if you can't make a living off of it, it's not... I mean, it's up to, everyone how they want to live their life. But for me personally, especially like with my age, I know I'm not old. No disrespect to people who are older than me, but I feel the pressure of life.
Right.
Like if you're going to have kids, you can't just like, you need to plan, you need money and stuff. So yeah, these are all things that I kind of think about. And if it's not going to work out, then it's not going to be something that I would pursue like long term, I think.
Yeah. So going back a little, when you first got into this acting job, did you imagine that your famous roles would be in the BL series how did that happen and did you have any idea before what is the BL world like
Not really. To be honest, when I first started casting for TV shows, so my Thai is okay. I'm being very realistic, I feel like. My Thai is okay, but if I speak with a Thai person in Thai, they know I'm not Thai. What I mean is I'm not born here.
Right.
Like I'm not a native Thai speaker. They know straight away. So not just in Thailand, but in most Asian countries, it's very homogenous still, especially in media. They don't have roles for foreigners like in Hollywood where,
Right.
you can have like a Spanish accent and like Asian accent is a bit, very general, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have all sorts of characters. But and this is not a criticism. This is just real life. It reflects the society. So it's really hard to get a role, first of all. I'm so sorry. What was the question? I feel like I went off on a tangent.
The BL world.
Oh, the BL.
Yeah.
So I started off by casting for non-BL roles, but not that I was specifically going for. I wasn't like, I'm not doing BL. That was just the things that came my way first, non-BL roles, but like in more like Lakan. So you need to be like very Thai for Lakan.
Right.
And then someone actually just reached out, the casting director reached out to me on Twitter, not on Twitter, on Instagram, and they said, oh, would you be interested in casting for this BL series? And then they reached out to my manager and, representatives and they, and I was like, yeah, because I don't really care like what if it's BL or not BL, but did I know about BL? Not really. Like I had heard of Sodus because it was so big and famous,
very popular,
extremely, but I wasn't really aware of the popularity of it, especially overseas. I wasn't aware at all. I was just kind of like, this is an acting role.
This is a job.
This is a job. And when they showed me the script and I saw the character, it looked really fun.
Right.
And I was like, yeah. But, I had my apprehensions at first because, I'd never done anything like that. And I didn't know much about things like fan service and all this kind of stuff. So it was just like more of a lack of knowledge that led to me being a little bit nervous about it at first. But once I got into it, I was like, cool.
It's not just like the acting skill or acting job. It has like the culture of itself attached to it, right? Like the fandom and like you said, the fan services and stuff like that. So when you first learned about that, how did you like go into it? How did you?
When I first learned about fan service, I really didn't understand it. What I couldn't understand was the fans' point of view because I was like, you guys know this is fake, right? No, seriously, because
it's acting, right?
I was like, it's acting, but it's like off-screen acting, and I was like, people like this,
right?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to understand like what the appeal of it was.
Right. So can you explain what it is and
I'm not the
what's the significance of it?
I am not the expert on this.
Okay, but you have learned.
I have
in your like own definition. So can you explain for those who probably don't understand what the fan service is and why is it so important?
Whether it's important or not, I'm not sure. But what fan service is, so for example, especially in BL culture, my understanding of fan service is that when there's a couple on screen, when they go and do work off screen, they kind of continue a certain level of kind of connection chemistry. They show that off screen as well. There are some people, I believe, who just do it naturally. Like you can be close friends with your on-screen partner and, you just, like for example, if their hair looks funny, you might fix their hair.
Right.
Or, help them with whatever. I think that's fairly natural. And then you get more physical things, like for example, which are more intimate.
Right.
Yeah.
So it kind of comes with the job and it makes it more like fun for a fan to follow.
Yeah, I guess
right?
so. You know what? At the end of the day, like the way I view most things in life is if it's not hurting anybody, then who really cares?
Right.
That being said, I do feel like there is a little bit of a change going on in the industry. I feel like the fan service is a little bit less than before. I feel like before people felt pressured to do it, but I feel like now, especially people that I've worked with recently, feel like they just do what they want to do. They don't feel pressured. Like if they want to do something, they do it, and if they're not feeling it, then they don't do it. It depends on the couple and their management or however it's all sorted.
Yeah. You've mentioned your international fans.
Yes.
Which they're a big support on either on your YouTube channel and on the series, right? So let's talk about them a little bit.
Okay. One of the amazing thing about Thai BL, which I think is a bit different from regular Thai series like Lakon or just Sili in general, is that there are a lot of international fans all over the world, like really all over the world. Like I was streaming the other day and someone donated and said, "Hi, I'm your fan from what's the country with the not the country? What's the place? Transylvania."
Wow.
And I was like, "Is that actually is that a country?" I didn't even know. Like really, just all over the world. The reach of BL is amazing. Really, all over the world.
Amazing.
It is amazing. So, one, just having people from all over the world know you and your work is amazing, and then. Yeah, just to be able to have these kind of interactions with people from all different cultures is really, really, really crazy.
And you speaking English kind of allows you to reach a lot more fans compared to other actors, probably.
I think, it helps with the interaction. I can interact more with the international BL community, especially speaking Japanese as well, because BL is a big thing in Japan. Even before like TV series, they have like BL manga.
Right.
Which was and is a really
huge.
big thing. So there's a lot of and also in other Asian countries, like on-screen same-sex relationships are still a bit not as open. So especially in Asia, they kind of have to, I mean, to be honest, I think Thai BLs are still like at the top of the whole BL thing. But they don't have it in their own country, so they got to like look elsewhere.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of like fans from Indonesia, for example. And from other places. Yeah, that was amazing. And actually, I remember one of your videos on your YouTube channel. You teach your fans how to speak Thai, and also you talked about the รายการต่อไปนี้ thing.
รายการต่อไปนี้เหมาะสำหรับผู้ชมที่มีอายุ 18 ปีขึ้นไป
Yes.
Which is amazing to me because you took like just one thing and made a whole video out of it. But it was so significant because all the BL fans know this.
Of course.
Right?
It's like a meme kind of in the BL community. It's like its own thing, the รายการต่อไปนี้. So I just kind of was like, it was kind of like a half joke video, but also seriously like, I know that like, BL fans would probably be interested in like what it means just in case they don't know and also how to pronounce it properly. So that was just a little like fun thing I put together.
Right. It is fun. I love it. One of my most favorite videos of yours.
I was worried that one wasn't going to get many views, but it actually turned out like okay in the end. Yeah, I was happy. And then some people were like, "Oh, I wish you did it all the way until the end, like รายการต่อไปนี้เป็นรายการทั่วไป." They said, "Oh, I wish it." And I was like, "You guys really want it like all the way until the end?" But apparently there is demand for that.
Right. Okay. And also we talked about the fans and the BL world, and of course there's a community like following your work. And I can imagine a lot of people must have asked you your opinions about the LGBTQ issues, right? For example, like bullying or like coming out or the marriage equality, right? So what did you tell them or what did you say about all those issues?
Talking about social issues right now is like a very tricky subject because there's a lot of, cancel culture. So I think a lot of people feel pressured to say things that they might not feel just to appease the majority. That being said, I fully support LGBTQ. That's the thing is like, I feel like I fully support LGBTQ rights and I'm an advocate, things like same-sex marriage, especially in Thailand, like สมรสเท่าเทียม. It's like, I don't know, like I said before, if it doesn't hurt anybody, why do people even care about it? That's really how I feel about like so many things. These people out there saying that are against it, it doesn't make sense to me. Like you want to tell people no, why? Do you know what I mean? Like there's no argument against it. So why not just let people have what they want? Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, if a totally random issue, but like, let's just say you talk about gun rights, for example. You can make an argument for both sides, but I feel like LGBTQ plus rights, there's only really one argument. It's just people, or straight people, I feel like, that are saying no. And it's like, if you're not even a part of the community, why you want to choose stuff for other people? I don't know. It's weird to take away people's like freedom. It's just so weird. Like, I mean, not that it matters, but like I'm straight, but obviously I've had the opportunity to explore and be a part of the LGBTQ community through my work. And also working in the entertainment industry, especially in Thailand, you know, you meet all sorts of people, you know, straight, bi, you know, trans people. And it's like, you work with these people, you're friends with these people. Why would you want to deny them? Yeah, it's just weird. It doesn't really make any sense to me, like the argument against. But that being said, I kind of feel like, you know, this pressure, like I was talking about before with the cancel, it's like someone asked me, do you support? I feel like it's like a test, and I don't like that kind of like being tested, being called out kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I do support it, obviously, but I just don't like that
It's like the attitude of the crowd that expects something from you, and no matter what you say, you can have people like vote for you or against you.
Yeah,
like all
exactly,
the time.
exactly.
Right?
But I sometimes, but this particular case I'm talking about was totally fine. But I feel like in some cases, some people tend to get a bit aggressive. I've had some really, really nice people. Like, for example, I was asked about abortion rights, which I also support. But like, the thing is, I was just talking about it in regards to women's abortion rights. And I actually had a fan point out to me that it's not just women, but also trans men as well. But they were so cool. Like, they weren't being aggressive. They weren't trying to call me out and be like, how dare you not mention this? How can you be so ignorant? They were just like, hey, really cool what you said about abortion rights. Just want to let you know that it's not just women, it's also trans men as well that it affects. So, and I was like, and then I messaged them back and I was like, hey, like, thank you for like educating me and being really cool about it, because that's the way to like build bridges, is to educate as opposed to like trying to cause
attack
conflict
each other. Yeah. Okay, so being in the spotlight like you are is almost inevitable that you are exposed to a lot of negativities. And how do you go through all those activities throwing at you?
I have been extremely lucky because I have had like a 99% positive experience since I have become kind of well known. Yeah, like everything's been really positive. I haven't been involved in any drama that I know of. But I do, in general, try to keep a low profile in my private life. I try to keep my private life private. But I also am very good at ignoring stuff. If I did go through that kind of thing. Like, for example, I have a YouTube channel, like you mentioned before, and, you know, my mum likes to watch it. My brother likes to watch it. They'll also read the comments. And if there's 1,000 good comments and one bad comment, it doesn't faze me at all. Because, you know, whatever you do, there's always going to be someone, for whatever reason, they don't like it. And that's fine. So I'll just look through and be like, like I don't delete it, like just look through. But my mom will like stop in it and be like, how dare they say this? Like, you know, that kind of thing. So it's like everyone's got their own thing. But
Right.
I don't know, if I got involved in some big drama and there was a lot of negativity, I'd probably just get off social media.
Right.
Yeah. You know,
Just
depending on what
detox for a while.
Depending on what it is, like if I need to address it, then, you know, I'll address it. But if it's just nonsense, then I'll just ignore it. Because that's the thing. These people, people that are like trying to cause drama and stuff, they want a reaction out of you. So once you react, they get what they want. They don't care like
you're feeding them what they want.
And once they get that first reaction, then they're going to come for more. So by not giving a reaction, even though it's hard because you might be angry, you might be sad, you have to just put up with it and just
don't play
go.
their games.
It's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah. So you've mentioned that you're a private person, but is it hard to be a private person in public? I mean, you have your own YouTube channel, and you do need to talk about yourself at a certain degree because fans want to know about your personal life, for example. And how do you like draw the line between being too private and at the the level that fan can also access you?
I don't know, because like I said, I like to talk. So I have sometimes been known for talking a little bit too much, giving away too much information. But I'm pretty good with keeping secrets, especially like work stuff. Yeah, I had an incident where I accidentally spoiled where the Kim Porsche thing was going to be, but it was going to be revealed on the same day anyway. But in general, I'm pretty good at staying on my toes and thinking ahead, even if it's a live interview, I'm pretty good. But where do I draw the line? Well, obviously, things, for example, I have a brother and my fans know about my brother, but since he's kind of grown up, I don't post anything about him on social media. I keep his privacy, not because I think he's going to be stalked or anything like that, but that's his privacy. It's not my decision to make for him whether to show his face. So I don't show anything family related. I don't talk about anything that's not positive to do with my family. Where do I draw the line? I just try to keep things happy and positive.
Yeah. I feel like it comes down to being respectful and just, know the internet. I think you kind of learn about how the internet works. I mean, all the people in that, and if you don't want drama, you have to try to avoid causing drama yourself. Yeah. But if it's non-avoidable, you just have to deal with it and then just be done with it.
But what's interesting is, especially on YouTube, having an opinion is good, whether it be good or bad. It sells because, for example, if you're not saying you're trying to bash. If you critique a movie, you think it's bad, that's going to get views because people might agree with you. Or if you think something is amazing, people can agree with you. I tend to be very neutral. Oh, no. I'm neutral to good. If I have something nice to say, I'll say it. If I don't like something, I just don't say it because I don't feel like it's worth mentioning. But if someone asks me, what did you think of this? And I didn't like it, I'll say, I didn't really like it. But it's just my opinion. I'll say, but I'll never tell them, don't watch this movie. It's a waste of money. Go and watch it and you can make up your own mind kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wait, there was one thing I was going to say. Wait, what was the last thing you just said? Oh, yeah. Navigating the internet. One other important thing that I find, especially when drawing the line of what to say and what not to say, is I do try to think about the fans' feelings as well. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's something that they would not like to hear, then obviously I won't say it.
That's cool. So on your channel, you do a lot of various stuff. And another thing I like is when you do the voice acting.
Nin. Hey there, twins. Oh, dear. I'd love to get to know you better. So what do you think? If I had to answer, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
On the manga. Because you love manga, right? You love a lot of things Japanese related.
Yes.
And manga is one of them. Tell us about your passion for manga.
So I love manga, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, my YouTube channel is kind of all over the place. Now, when I'm making a video, I need to think about two things. Do I want to make it and do my viewers/fans want to watch it? And there was a period of time where my views were dropping, engagement was dropping, and also my just career in general, just because I wasn't in anything. Because being an actor, my YouTube growth wasn't organic because of I was in TV shows, so people will come and watch my channel, and then if I'm not on TV, then it's natural for the views to decrease. And I kind of started doing things that were too much what I just wanted to do. Whether I didn't think enough about whether people want to watch it or not. Then that I was suggested by a company, what about reading manga? And then that was when the idea popped in my head. I can combine my love of manga and BL, which my fans love, and put it into the same video. So yeah, when that came around, I was super duper excited because also I had never read a BL manga. So it was like an educational and also new experience for me. One of my favorite content to do is reactionary content. I like to give people my reactions to things and I like trying new things. So it was just a really fun experience to, use my acting skills, just voice, right? Use my acting skills my love of manga and also learn about BL manga and make something fun for fans.
Yeah. Well, was it your first time like doing the voice acting thing?
I mean, I do
Really?
voices.
I mean, you did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I do silly voices all the time. Like if I'm on the stream,
But not for like work.
Oh no, not for work.
Right.
But if I'm on stream and someone donates or sends me a message from the UK, I'll do a really bad British accent.
Okay.
And likewise for America, I'll do a really crummy American accent. But this was my first time for work, if I can call it work. Yeah. That was
I
my
want
first
to
time.
hear them now, like your crummy American accent
No,
or
but
British
my
accent.
American accent is just kind of very like. I get really nervous. Like it needs to be very spontaneous for me to do it. If someone's like, "Can you do it?" and then I won't do it. But like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. No, but I would love to work on accents. That's one thing that I really would love to work on is like having a good American accent, a good British accent, because there's so many. That's one thing I think that people studying English that are not native speakers don't realize is that just within America, they have 10s, 20, 30,
if not
so
hundreds
many,
of dialects, right?
and UK, the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to just pick one because we're exposed to so many different media.
Right.
Yeah, so...
And well, from the actor's point of view also, because it would be a lot of fun and challenging. For example, like Hollywood actors, they have coaches for this, like the accent coaches, right? But well, unluckily we don't have that like, in Thai. But sometimes I heard about people trying to get the like Isan accent or dialect if they want to be in a role like the Isan person first, something like that. Yeah. But I think you did a great job, first of all. And second of all, after that experience, do you think this is something I can explore, like voice acting and voice job?
Well, here's the thing. So after I did that, a lot of fans were like, "Oh my God, you should try voice acting as a job."
Yeah.
And that happens kind of often, like when my fans will be extremely positive and be like, "You should try this," or "You should try this."
Right.
And then I kind of get excited and be like, "Yeah, maybe I should try." I looked into it. It's not something that you can just kind of like do on the side. Even professional or semi-professional voice actors, I looked into it. It's a lot of time, practice, effort, putting together reels. And I feel like if I'm not giving it my 100%, it's kind of disrespectful to these voice actors who have really put in all this time. Like, it's a bit different, you know, when you have an animated movie and you have established Hollywood actors voice the roles. But that's different because like you're using their name as well to promote the movie. But I think, as much as I would like to try, I don't think I have the time.
But you were talking about Thailand, right? But how about the international arena? Or...
No. Even internationally, I don't think I have the time or commitment level to actually do it. If like an opportunity came my way, then yeah, I would love to do it. But I think like it's something that you would need to make like your main goal. Whereas mine is more like acting in YouTube, not just voice acting. Yeah.
Right. But would you do it more on your channel?
Because by the way, I'm gonna shoot another one.
Oh, really?
Soon. Yeah, but it's similar. So that first video I did was quite full on BL, like very to put it plainly, sexual. But the next one I'm doing is a little bit more of like a lovey, cute BL story.
I see.
Yeah. So the thing is, I need to find another accent to do because I can't keep doing the same accents every time. So before the next video, I'm going to try and have one character will be Australian because it has to be because it's too much stress for me. But I'm going to try and do, another character with a different accent. I'm going to try. But the thing is, even if it's bad, it's funny. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Just it's cool. Your fans love it.
Hopefully.
I like it too.
Well, the cool thing about my fans is that even when they're like making fun of me, like it's still in good taste. Like it's you know, I don't take myself too seriously, and I think it's good to be able to take a joke.
Okay, so what is the next thing that you would like to try, or maybe you're already trying?
I would love to act in English.
Oh, okay.
This is not something that I have on the books. This is not something that I have in any upcoming project. I'm not trying to hint at anything. Some people like to try and try and find like hidden messages. No hidden messages. I'm just saying, like there's so many streaming services, productions going on. I would love the opportunity to be in an English speaking production. Yeah.
Wow, but and I can imagine that it's going to be like pretty hard to go into because it's not something that like most people do anyway in the showbiz. But you have to like go outside of your like working arena in order to find that, right?
Yeah, it's really scary. To be honest, I don't even know how to really get into it. Like, I guess you would need an agent overseas.
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to check the comments of this video when it goes out. So if
Yeah.
anybody knows how to get into like Netflix or whatever, just comment down below and I'll come and read it later. Yeah.
But what kind of acting? Did you have any specific ideas?
Well, you know what's interesting is like people refer to me as a BL actor, which is kind of interesting because it implies that I only do BL, which is true because I've only been in BL productions. But
So far.
But actually, my last 2 roles were not romantic. I was just like standalone characters. But it's not like I'm trying to break away from BL. And it's not like I'm only trying to do BL. I'm just the actor who takes the jobs that are in front of him and opportunities that are in front of me. But what would I like to do? I would...
If you can have your pick, like the dream roles or something that would excite you the
dream
most.
role. I would love to be in Marvel, like a Marvel production.
Marvel.
I want to be a superhero.
Wow.
Guys, I want to be a superhero. Because I'm a big fan of comic books, not just manga, but even American comics.
Any favorites?
Well,
Heroes?
here's the thing. Well,
Yeah.
Spider-Man is my favorite, but I can't be Spider-Man because they got a good one, right? That's the problem is most of them are already taken.
Yeah. You have to go find like the
Well, there's
superheroes.
There's one called Nova.
Nova. I think he's like around the corner. I mean,
That's the thing.
There's a rumor of
It's not. It's confirmed, and I
Yes,
don't know
right.
if they've already cast him yet. But guys, if someone can let Marvel know. And also, there's different iterations of Nova, but there is actually an Asian. Because it's the same as like Captain America. There was Steve
Right.
Rogers, and now there's
the
Sam.
Falcon guy, Sam.
Now he's the Captain America. So they kind of passed down the mantle. Nova is the same. There was one Nova. Now there's another one. And-
Spider-Man the same way, actually.
yeah, but they already got a really good Spider-Man. I mean,
Yeah.
unless they want you guys want an Asian Spider-Man. Here's another funny thing. So I come to Thailand. I'm half Thai, but people call me Falang. Fine. But some people think I'm like 100% white, which is interesting to me. But when I live in Australia, people know I'm a mix. Like
Right.
growing up, my friends would call me Asian, which is fine. Like this is not a criticism. This is just this is what happened. And I was like, yeah, cool. And so it's kind of funny. Like I don't know, like from a Western point of view, how I look. Do I look Asian to a Western person now?
That's a good question. Yeah.
I know that since I grew up, I have more Western features. Like my nose kind of got like a little bit longer, and my skin is like very like wrinkly, like because like Asian people would tend to have very
There is no wrinkle.
no
inside.
like this. See, like,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
You
Like-
have to like do it intentionally.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Or like I think Western faces tend to age quicker. Signs of
see.
aging, like lines and that kind of thing. And also in Western, especially men, I feel like in Western culture we tend to not really think about that stuff too much. Like if you go and watch anything that's Western, you will see like creases on the forehead and stuff like
Right.
that. But when you come back to Asian media, especially Korean kind of things, everyone's got these pristine, beautiful faces.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Could I be Spider-Man? Maybe. Okay.
Nova.
Yeah, Nova. But my favorite superheroes are Spider-Man and Daredevil. I love
Daredevil.
them so much.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like the superheroes that are more like kind of on the streets.
I see. So
But
are you a big fan of the series?
And I'm so glad that he's coming back. It's going to be
yeah.
a while. I think they announced 2024 when the new Daredevil series will come back, but I'm glad they got the same actor back. They got Charlie Cox back.
Yeah.
I think he was fantastic Daredevil. And I haven't watched She-Hulk yet, but I know that he does appear in She-Hulk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
Because he did appear in Doctor Strange or Spider-Man before.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he appeared in the most recent Spider-Man movie, and that I
Right.
didn't know. There
Right.
were rumors, but I didn't know like 100%. So when I saw that was
Yeah, so
fantastic.
obviously he's making his way back into
That was
like-
really good.
Yeah, cool.
And also the thing is before, like with Marvel, with the Disney Plus thing, like it's not just movies now. There's series. I just finished watching Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah.
and that was really cool. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities and roles, available for up and coming half
Right.
Thai, half Australian actors. So people at Marvel, please.
Because
Literally
actually,
begging now.
there are a lot of superheroes like in this world because what we've seen like the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot more superheroes, and who knows, one of them might match your character and what you can do best.
All we can do is
Yeah.
hope. But I feel like the market is kind of starting to get oversaturated. It didn't have the same kind of spectacle as it did 5 years ago or 10 years ago. There's so many superhero things on so many, different
Exactly.
places that I
Yeah.
think people are starting to get not
Right.
sick of it, but they're starting to get a little bit bored, looking for
Right.
something new maybe. But
Yeah. Okay, so coming back to Thailand.
Yes.
So what are your fans going to see from you like pretty soon? Do you have anything in the pipeline or any project?
No acting projects at the moment. Right now, I'm just working on making my own content, which is mostly YouTube videos.
And some shorts?
Yeah,
I
so
think you
YouTube
explored-
videos, shorts. I'll still be streaming, doing a mixture of playing video games and also just sitting down, chatting, that kind of thing for fans in Thailand. Then for fans internationally, I'll be joining the Kim Porsche World Tour in the coming months. There have been some cities announced already, like such as Singapore, Ho Chi Minh City, Taipei, Seoul.
Right.
So those are the ones that have been announced. So
Wow.
it would be my first time since becoming an actor to meet fans internationally, which I'm really looking forward to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It is
And-
crazy. It's honestly really crazy.
Yeah. And it's been cool and fun talking to you for the past hour. I'm sure that our listeners and our viewers would want to see more of you on YouTube and probably on community channel too. So if you like have any free time, sometimes you might want to like come back and visit us
Wait,
more.
are we almost finished? Are
Yeah.
we?
What?
Oh,
What?
we can talk for longer.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything to do after? Like like. I can talk for a really long time, but I understand. I understand it's going to be tough for the editor
Yeah.
to make clips.
Because it's almost an hour. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not the only
I'll have to
episode,
come
but-
back. I'll have to come
Yeah,
back.
you
Okay.
have to come
I'll have
back,
to come back
because we do want that.
Because I feel like we do every question? We went through everything already?
Yeah, because,
Really?
Yeah, some of them we have already talked into like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So
All right.
actually, I'm so glad that you enjoy talking with me and on the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was really fun.
course.
Like I said, like the time just went by really quick. And
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow. And yeah, wow. I'm sure I want to invite you back on the
Yeah,
show.
please have me back.
All right.
Maybe
okay.
after I make my debut in Marvel, we can come and have another. No.
Oh, of course.
Because
You
that
have
might
to-
be too long. That might be too long. I'll come back sooner.
Yeah, we have to be your first visit after being a superhero. Okay. So thank you so much.
Thank you so
And-
much for having me.
Yeah.